Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. I'm Callie, and today for the last video that I'm coming out with in the 2020 year, I'm going to be going over all the books I'm excited for in 2021 because there's a ton. So I've decided to break this up into two separate categories because there were too many books to just have in one category. So first I'm going to go through all of the sequels that I'm really excited about and not really go into too much detail with them just because spoilers and whatnot. So I'll just give the month and the book title and what series it's in, and that way I can speed through a bunch of books and then go into the newer books that are coming out that have piqued my interest for 2021. The first set of dates are actually books that have no date, and one of them even doesn't have a name yet, and that is going to be the Aurora Rising Book 3. That's supposed to come out in 21. We have no cover, we have no title, we have nothing. But I know it's coming out in 21. At least I'm hoping it's coming out in 21. Next is The Righteous by Renee. Ahdieh. Also does not have a cover or a date, but this is book 3 of the Beautiful series. I didn't know it was a series. I thought it was a duology. I was wrong. And the last one that doesn't have a date or a cover is Nowhere by Brandon Sanderson. This is the third book in the Skyward quartet, I believe is what he has said it is, and he mentioned sometime spring, but that's all we've gotten. So back up to January, the first one I have is We Free the Stars by Hafsah Faizal. This is the second book in the We Hunt the Flame duology. This book has gotten pushed several times, and I'm very excited to finally get my hands on it. And the other one for January is A Vow So Bold and Deadly by Brigid Kemmerer. This is the third and final book in the Cursebreakers trilogy, which started with A Curse So Dark and Lonely, and I am very, very excited for this one. In February, there's only one book, and we all know what it is, and it is A Court of Silver Flames by Sarah J. Maas, which is a continuation of the A Court of Thorns and Roses series. But in this one, we are following Nesta and Cassian. For March, I have Bonecryer's Dawn by Kathryn Purdie. This is the sequel to Bonecryer's Moon, which came out last year and I fell in love with. So very excited for this to come out in March. In July, I have Wings of Shadow by Nicki Preto. This is the third and final book, asterisk, in the Crown of Feathers series. Next, I have The Devil in the Device by Lora Beth Johnson. This is the sequel to Goddess in the Machine, which came out earlier this summer. And the last one for July is Untethered by KayLynn Flanders. This is the sequel to Shielded that I really enjoyed. And the last one that I have for sequels comes out in August. We have no cover, but that is Gods and Monsters by Shelby Mahurin, which is the third and I believe final book in the Serpent and Dove series. I hope it's not the final book, but I'm pretty sure it is. And those are all of the books, all of the sequels that I am excited for that are coming out in 2021, at least the ones that have been relatively announced. I know there's a couple of series that I'm hoping has books come out, but we haven't heard anything. So moving on to the newer releases and start to new series that I'm going to fall in love with and keep track of for the next some odd years of my life. The first one is Lora by Alexandra Bracken. This comes out January 5th, and this is a Olympians retelling where Olympians are living in the bodies of humans in modern day New York. The next book comes out January 19th, and which is Cast in Firelight by Dana Swift. This follows two heirs to two different kingdoms who are extremely skilled in the magical arts of this world, and their arranged marriage will bring the country together. But since they are both extremely trained and extremely proficient in the magical arts, they have naturally been rivals all of their life, and they are not thrilled about this marriage dealio. So I expect lots of banter, and it's a Charlie Bowater cover, like, let's be real. It sounds like it's gonna be filled with magic and castles, royalty, politics, drama galore, and I'm ready. On January 26th, there is Wings of Ebony, which this book follows a girl whose life is uprooted because an evil has started to spread in her hometown of Houston, and she all of a sudden learns that she has godly ancestry, so she goes out on this adventure to try try and stop this evil while simultaneously learning about herself. The next book comes out February 9th, and that is Game Changer by Neal Shusterman. This follows a football player who gets another concussion and is all of a sudden seeing another dimension. And if he's not careful, he's going to see probably more than what he should. I love Neal Shusterman's writing. I know that this is going to be such an intriguing story. It's his follow-up to the Arc of the Scythe series, so I have just such high hopes for this. The next book that I have comes out on March 9th, and that is Sweet and Bitter Magic by Adrienne Tooley. This follows two girls, one who is a witch who has just been exiled by her coven from breaking the biggest witchery law, and we follow another girl who is considered a source, which is she's not able to use magic, but others are able to siphon it off of her. There is a magical plague going around this country, and when it plagues one of the girls' family, she has to figure out a way to go and save him. So this cover is gorgeous, and I'm really excited about the premise of the has magic but can't use it aspect and the exiled witch. We see a little bit of that in Serpent and Dove, and I really like that trope. I think it's really fun to play with, and it toys a lot with the morality aspect, and I love it when books do that. Moving into May, on May 4th, there are several books dropping that I'm really excited for. The first one being The Ones We Are Meant to Find by Joan. This follows a girl who has been marooned on an island with very little memory. She has a broken android, a single memory, and that is the fact that she has a sister and she needs to find her. She is a STEM prodigy in a futuristic world who needs to figure out a way off this island, and that just sounds so intriguing to me. The next book is Realm Breaker by Victoria Aveyard. She's coming out with a brand new series as her follow-up to Red Queen, and I'm really excited. This sounds like a very royal and heisty story. It sounds like we're getting a lot of different characters just trying to save the kingdom, and I am here for it. I loved the Red Queen series, so I am extremely excited to see her new one. Another author that is dropping a book is Trisha Levenseller, and that is Blade of Secrets, which follows a girl who is a metalsmith, and she is tasked with creating this magical sword that can sap the secrets out of people, and she realizes after she makes it that damn she's good, but holy crap, I'm not giving this to anybody. So she goes to try and find a way to break the sword, give it to someone who actually deserves it opposed to the person who ordered it, and she just goes on this mission to kind of destroy her own work, and I'm into it. Moving into June, on June 8th, a book called Fire with Fire by Destiny Soraya comes out, which follows two sisters who are both dragon slayers, but one takes it a little bit more seriously than the other. One wants to live a normal life, and the other kind of goes dragon hunter crazy. And it seems like it's a melding of real world and fantasy, and I've been really interested in those books lately, so I'm hoping that this does it really well. Plus, dragons. Next on this list is Daughters of Sparta by Claire M. Andrews, which comes out June 8th. Honestly, the only thing I know about it is it's about one of the daughters of the Spartan culture training and probably going to kill monsters. I love the Spartan Trojan War time period. I think it's very fascinating, and there's a lot of fun things to play with it, including gods and goddesses, as well as just the culture. So very excited to read this. I've been on a big historical fiction kick, but nothing as far back as Sparta. On June 15th, there is Sisters of the Snake by Sasha and Serena Nanua. This sounds like a Latin-inspired Princess and the Pauper retelling, and it's got magic and dark twisted secrets. It's labeled as there's a puppet master and there's a lost princess and there's lots of other things going on, but really just Princess and the Pauper sounds like such a fun story to read right now, and I'm really excited to see what the Latin twist is going to end up being. Moving on to July 6th, I have Six Crimson Cranes by Elizabeth Lim. Honestly, I don't know much about this book. It's about a princess with forbidden magic, and it's by Elizabeth Lim, who has become an auto-buy author for me. And it's really pretty cover, so yes. September 7th, I have Empire of the Vampire by Jay Kristoff. This is going to be his new series, and this is supposed to be a dark vampire series spanning over a few hundred years from what I've understood from some of the interviews he's given, where we follow a vampire and the inner workings of the vampire world. And I'm really excited to actually get a gory, gritty vampire story. And the last book that I have comes out November 9th of 2021, and that is All of Us Villains by Amanda Foody and Christine Lynn Herman. And I was really excited because I recently found Amanda Foody's Ace of Shades series and I fell in love with it and her writing. So I saw that she had a new book coming out and automatically looked into it. And then I saw the tagline for it, which is, "You fell in love with the victors of the Hunger Games. Now prepare to meet the villains of the Blood Veil." So it sounds like a villain-esque version of the Hunger Games. And I'm ready. That's all I needed to know. And I'm very, very excited for this book. So those are not all the books that I am super excited for, but definitely the ones that are on the top of my list and I have starred for potential pre-orders in the future. If you have any books you're really looking forward to, let me know down below in the comments. I'm always looking to add to my TBR lists because I've just accepted that it's never gonna end. And that's gonna be it for today's video. Have a happy new year. And yeah, so feel free to like, comment, and subscribe to our videos. We post videos every Tuesday, Thursday, and Sunday. And I will see you guys next year. Bye!